the Wahoo Federal Credit Union press box. The Wahoo Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do. Welcome back to the Wahoo Federal Credit Union press box.
Union, Ramcoda Hotel, Xander Auto Parts, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Bauman Lumber, Wegner Auto, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And now DRG Media Group proudly presents Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Well, thank you very much, and a very good Thursday evening, everybody, and night of high school volleyball coming your way as we come to you from the Summit Center on the campus of Yankton High School. I'm Brian Oakland, the Pierre Governor volleyball team playing their third game in a 7-day period. They were in action on the road at Lenox with a victory last Saturday. They were in action 2 nights ago at home against top-ranked Harrisburg. That didn't go so well. Tonight they'll try to make it a 2 out of 3 week as they take on the Yankton Gazelles. Governors are 3-11, Yankton 4-12 coming into this match. 2 teams that could be very evenly matched up. So which team executes better? We'll see if the Governors can have another good road game as they did last Saturday at Class A Lenox. Got plenty to talk about coming up in our pregame show, but the sophomore match just came to an end. Yankton won the sophomore match in straight sets, including 28-26 in the first set. The JV match was dominated by Yankton. Governor girls didn't play very well. Governor Varsities will have to play much better if they want to come out of here with a victory tonight. Along with Caleb Brozick, who will be running camera for us through Live Ticket. We've got the video available at drgnews.com and your DRG News smartphone app on the River 92.7 page. We're joined by Cashton Seaboy back in studio and Haley Hansen. They'll provide technical direction for this coverage of Pierre Governor Sports, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Let's start with a 3-minute timeout. Your Bank West pregame show coming up. We'll take a look at the state of volleyball in Class AA as when we're given the opportunity later on. But we'll start with our keys to success when we come back. And before we do that, we remind everybody on the road for this weekend or for high school sports, whatever the reason, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds us all as they celebrate being a part of a team, slow the drive, arrive alive. Buckle up too. Reminders from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Governor Volleyball coming up. We'll start our Bank West pregame show with a chat with Kerry Wheelhouse, the head coach of the Pierre Governors, in our Keys to Success segment coming up. You're listening to Governor Volleyball on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
There when you need them the most. Bank West insurance agents Sam Kennedy and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial. Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to DakotaStormRoofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Time for the keys to success as the Governor volleyball team hits the road down to Yankton. Wheelhouse with us. Coach, Tuesday night you played Harrisburg after you coming in off of a win over Lennox on Saturday, and obviously you had some confidence, but you knew what you were up against and the way the Harrisburg Tigers play. And the worst part about it was, I think, just a slow start. And you want to be competitive right out of the gate, and it didn't happen. And then it's tough to get things going. You played better in the second and the third, but obviously Harrisburg just too good that night.
Yeah, definitely got off to a slow start, and we talked about it afterwards. We weren't communicating. We weren't doing any of the things that we know we can win at. You know, no matter what the point is on the scoreboard, we can win at some of the things, and we just weren't doing it, like our communication or energy. Did definitely play better in the second and third sets. Stats show that too, and that's just something that we've got to get over. We can't come out slow on any of these teams and get ourselves a hole.
Makes me want to ask about the mental aspect of it, and you know, I think it's easier to get settled in mentally after you've had a few reps. Unfortunately, you got to have that flip switched right away.
Yeah, especially after they took some hits from Zacharias, and you know, they were like, oh, well, that's, you know, we can dig those. Okay, that's not as bad. But we got to go out with that fire right away and not wait to kind of find that after point 10.
And to clarify, that is switch flipped, not flip switched. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess now you got Yankton here tonight. This is a team that struggles for wins just like you do, even though they play pretty competitively at times as well. And I mean, you look over their scores, they've taken sets off of pretty good teams. So especially in their gym, you know you're in for a battle tonight.
Yeah, you know, they're kind of like, I don't want to say like us, but in the fact that they play really good against some teams, and then other teams that you think that they would play really good against, they haven't come out on the winning end of. So I think we're going to be in for something, especially after watching that JV just play. Got to be ready for some of that stuff. It's a harder gym to play in. It's a bigger gym. Lights are a little bit different. Hard to see the lines of where you're serving to. So we just got to make that a priority of mentally when we go back, knowing, like, making sure that we're visually seeing the court like we should, and then just being prepared for that.
And I guess it starts with a good start once again. Man, I'll tell you what, if you get out to a 10-5 lead or something like that, all of a sudden, I just think things more easily fall into place.
Yeah, we keep talking about, like, the little games, like first team to 5, and so, you know, kind of chunking that in a little bit more of a manageable aspect instead of the first one to 25. So really tonight, our biggest thing is we've got to go out and go right away, get that first points to 5 out of both teams, and just make sure that we're getting our passing right.
What do you see X's and O's or in film off of the Yankton Gazelles?
Yeah, you know, they've got a lot of areas where I think we can kind of open up against them. You know, sometimes they leave their center of their court open, but we have a hard time getting that ball down there quickly. So they're very scrappy and pick up that kind of stuff. Definitely going to be hitting line got to be watching those deep corners. They like that deep corner shot, which, has worked for them in the past. So we've just got to be watching that kind of stuff.
A lot of times you get teams with similarities. What you get a lot of then is long points, long volleys and things like that. And, that's a challenge to keep your focus in points like that, too.
Yeah, we typically haven't been really great if we lose a long rally of coming back for that next point. And so some of the things that we've been working on in practice is doing some of that stuff. So I'm hoping that tonight, we can kind of get on some of those more long rallies. I mean, when we were against Harrisburg on Tuesday, we didn't get any of those long rallies going. And when we served, we just couldn't seem to keep that first ball kill from happening.
All right, Coach, go have a good time. Let's make it happen tonight.
Thanks.
That's Carrie Wheelhouse, Coach's comments and keys to success that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in our broadcast here on River 92.7. We'll hear from Central Dakota Eye Care, and then we'll speak with Taylor Stacy, the third-year head coach of the Yankton Gazelles, as keys to success continue. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Did you know 16 million Americans suffer from dry eye? Hi, this is Dr. Nick Marso of Central Dakota Eye Care. Along with providing comprehensive eye exams evaluating vision and health of your eyes, we now offer IPL dry eye treatments. OptiLight IPL is a new innovative light therapy treatment for dry eye and is FDA approved. Also available at our clinic are dry eye products and supplements. Call us today, 224-6128 for more information and to schedule an appointment. 64.
Just 4 wins on the season. Like Pierre, it's kind of hard to come by the W's a little bit. But I think you see a bit of a competitive nature in your girls. You're playing pretty well against some of these really good teams. I know it was a straight set loss a week ago against Brandon Valley, but now that you get toward the tail end, what are you thinking? What are you seeing out of your girls to this point?
Yeah, I like that you said competitiveness, because that's what these girls are, especially our underclassmen. They come from middle school where they were undefeated or not. They won almost all their matches, both in club season and middle school season, and so they come with a lot of competitiveness. They don't like to lose, and so they're a huge asset to our team. And that showed against Brandon Valley, our third set a week ago. We took them 25-23, and so we lost that set, but we were very competitive. And Brandon is third in the state right now, and so it showed a lot what our girls can do. And I told them after the match, if that's how they play every game, every match through the end of the season, we'll win all of them. But it's got to be that consistency.
Absolutely. Consistency is tough because sometimes, I think we speak from experience, you still wonder which team's gonna show up or which team gets off the bus, don't you?
Yes, that's exactly right. And a big thing is that I've kind of been preaching all season is energy and communication. And if we don't have that, then it's going to be a tough night.
Then you've got nothing, I guess. So you do welcome in the Pierre Governors tonight, a team a lot like you, starving for wins. What have you seen from them, and what are the biggest challenges you'll face tonight?
Yeah, Pierre can put things back over the net, and we just have to be ready for that. Now, they might not be as the most aggressive team that we've seen, but they've been consistent. We watched their game against Lennox, and they were very consistent. They didn't make many errors, and so we just have to be able to limit our errors on our side of the net and be aggressive.
Has that been the biggest issue, really? Errors coming into play too much?
Yep, it definitely has. And consistency with all our girls. I feel like when one of our players is on, then another one's off, and it's just we got to have everyone together, everyone on, having a good night. And
not to bore into that, but is it unforced or is it effort errors that you see more?
It's definitely unforced. We definitely can make some silly mistakes, I like to call it, here and there, and I just know that they can be better, and so. Yep.
All right. We know everybody's got to kind of clean things up. What are your biggest keys to success tonight?
Again, energy and communication, and then we've been really trying to stay aggressive at the net and not limiting our free balls that we send back over, and always trying to get an attack in.
All right. Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck, and continue the good work and building something here
Wonderful.
in Yankton. All right?
Thank you.
And that's Taylor Stacy, the head coach of the Yankton Gazelles, as mentioned, her third year running the program. But impressively, she mentioned the younger girls here in Yankton have had a lot of success at the middle school level. And I tell you what, the way they played in the JV match earlier this afternoon, that is a team with perhaps a promising future, even at the varsity level in South Dakota, Class AA. Coaches' comments and keys to success, thanks to the coaches for their time. It's brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Let's pause for 3 minutes. Our Bank West pregame show will continue from the Summit Center in Yankton. Our Envirotech starting lineups coming up. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
There when you need them the most. Bank West insurance agents Sam Kennecke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? We're singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40, or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Summit Center at Yankton High School as the Yankton Pep Band continues to fire off the tunes. I'm Brian Oakland along with Caleb Brozick at side with camera duty tonight from Live Ticket. Once again, Haley Hansen and Cashton Seaboy in our DRG Media Group studios will keep us up and running. Remember to watch this one at DRGnews.com and the River 92.7 page. Let's get into the starting lineups in this one. Starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre as we'll meet the Yankton Gazelles first. Starting up at setter is Brenna Elwood. She's a freshman, and this is a young squad, 5'5" freshman, setting up for the hitters who include a 5'8" middle hitter, freshman Nora Schramm, as well as 5'6" junior outside hitter Berkeley Olson. Madison Gukeisen is a 6-foot sophomore. She'll hit from the right side and maybe clog the middle a bit as well. Ellie Drotzman, a 5'9" sophomore middle hitter, and Tyann Bestie, a 5'7" freshman, hitting from the outside. So they've got freshman, junior, freshman, sophomore, freshman in the starting rotation. And oh, by the way, their libero is also a freshman, 5'6" defensive specialist, Jordan Kudera. So Yankton, very young. Obviously, you can understand the struggles that they've had but they do have a bright future, to say the least. They're 4-12 on the season. They're the 15 power-rated team in South Dakota right now, just ahead of the 16-seed Governors. Their head coach is Taylor Stacy, assisted by Tiffany Bestie, who used to coach the Watertown program. Amanda Blaha and Nathan Ingalls also coach the Yankton Gazelles. Those are the Envirotech starters for the home team. Let's hear from Envirotech, and we'll give you the Governor starters when we come back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Envirotech starters for the Pierre Governors begin with a pair of setters, Molly Olson, the 5'6" junior, also Sloan Waldron, the 5'7" senior, who will do some hitting from time to time as well. Hitters include Lexi Schleckaway, 5'7" senior, who is also playing defense through the back row. Allie Keys, a 5'8" junior, hitter up front and has had a good week, as has Alyssa Lowe, 6' junior in the middle. Addie Novotny, a 6' sophomore middle hitter for the Governors as well, with Olson, Keys, Waldron, Schleckaway, Lowe, and Novotny the starting rotation. Hadley Hart, the 5'6" senior, is the libero for the Pierre Governors, and we'll see Sierra Prunty, Lola Kenols, Marina Bushbaum, a hitter up front in particular, from time to time for the Pierre Governors. 3-11, as mentioned, they are the 16 seed, which has them in the power rankings in what would be the Sodac 16. Head coach is Carrie Wheelhouse, assisted by Rachel Arbach and Peyton Gall. Those are the starting lineups brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. The other starting for you tonight is the naming of our game officials. The game officials are the law on the court. They're sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. Let's hear from them, and we'll give you our law on the court when we come back with more Governor Volleyball.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Law on the court very quickly. Annika Russell-Mankey, Kelly Ann Devine at the net, Taylor Akery, and Rick Klein are our line judges. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District, backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
We are passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40. Or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
We're at the Summit Center in Yankton. We've given you the starting lineups. Let's run down our law on the court once again. Our game officials, Annika Russell-Mankey and Kellyanne Devine, will do the honors at the net, while Taylor Akery and Rick Klein are our line judges, and we appreciate our law on the court, our game officials, for doing what is very oftentimes a thankless job in officiating high school sports. Annika, Kelly, Taylor, and Rick, thanks, folks, for being our law on the court, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. Here's a quick run-through of the state of volleyball coming into this week. Yankton last played 1 week ago tonight. They lost in straight sets to Brandon Valley 3-0. And they lost that first game 25-5, then 25-18. It got a little bit better, and they played a very competitive 25-22 third set, but did come up a little bit short. Yankton has, in losses, at least picked up set victories over some pretty good teams this year, like Sioux Falls, Washington, Mitchell, Aberdeen Central as well, and among others. This pretty good team, and they've got wins this season over let's see, Sioux Falls Roosevelt, that was a 5-set victory. They've beaten Vermilion in straight sets out of Class A, and a couple of wins in Norfolk, Nebraska in a tournament, one over South Sioux City, Nebraska back at the end of August, among others, for the Yankton Gazelles. They also beat Huron in straight sets back on September 16th. Bit of a surprise there, but Yankton is 4-12, the 15th power-rated team. Pierre is the 16th. So this is obviously a very big game for both of these teams, as they want to stay above that 16-17 Mendoza line. You fall below 16, you're out of the postseason, you're out of the Sodak 16. Of course, there's still plenty of season to go, but it won't be long before we hit that Sodak 16. And, of course, everybody looking up at Harrisburg, the team that was at Riggs High on Tuesday night. It was 21-2 now after their win over the Governors. O'Gorman, who beat Brandon Valley on Tuesday night, leapfrogs over them. So it's O'Gorman 17-3 at the 2 spot. Brandon Valley at 14-3 would be the 3. Of course, for Yankton and Pierre, you make the Sodak 16, then you have to go up against Harrisburg and O'Gorman as far as the 1 and the 2 seeds, or the 15s and the 16s are concerned. So they definitely want to still pick up even more wins, try to avoid the definite top echelon of teams if they can make the postseason. Big game for both teams coming up here tonight. The rest of the schedule, in addition to Pierre at Yankton, has Huron at Jefferson. Mitchell is at Watertown tonight. Aberdeen at Harrisburg. Out west, Sturgis hosts Lee Deadwood, and Douglas hosts Cary Wheelhouse's Hot Springs Lady Bison. That is the state of volleyball in a nutshell. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll hear from Comtech, and we serve it up next. This is Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Comtech sponsors our first serve, the opening tip, or the kickoff of whatever Governor sport we're bringing to you here on River 92.7. Good evening once again. I'm Brian Oakland. You will notice that Yankton is donning the pinks tonight. It is Gazelle Strong Pink Night, or Dig Pink, as a lot of teams call it. We even brought we're wearing our own pink a little bit. The Governor coaches and the sub-varsity teams are donned in pink t-shirts tonight as well. So Yankton will hit from left to right. The Governors are in road green Of course, last Saturday, the last time the Governors got a victory, they were at Lennox, who was also digging pink on Saturday afternoon. We'll see if history can repeat itself in a good way for the Pierre Governors. Comtech opening serve put in play by the Gazelles, returned by the Governors. A little bit of tap across. Yankton gets in system on their first opportunity. And on the left side, far side, Berkeley Olson, a 5'6" junior, who is by far the oldest and the eldest player on this Yankton squad, among a bunch of juniors and sophomores in the starting lineup. We'll get the opening kill of the match. Hadley Hart to Molly Olson, a swing away from well off the net, away by Allie Keys. Here's Schleckaway with a nice dig coming back. She couldn't get the first one, got this one though. Keys clears it out again. Now in the middle, and a hook outside. Yankton's going to ask for a tip, and they're not going to get it. Yes, they will. I thought there might have been one. Bit of a delayed call, but a swing in the middle for Nora Schramm, a 5'8" middle hitter. She's a freshman. I'm just amazed at how young this squad is. Here for the Gazelles. Looks like Brenna Elwood serving. She's the primary setter. Here comes Keys on the run, blocked by the Gazelles. Pushed back by Alyssa Lowe. She'll be called for a two-hitter though, or a lift. Alyssa's not really sure what happened there, but she took two hands and tried to redirect it from below the net, and that was kind of an easy call for the officials. First 3 points go to Yankton on their home floor. Good pass here by Hadley Hart to return the serve. There's Allie Keys, who will swing from the left side, set up by Sloan Waldron. And the Governors get their first point of the night after surrendering the first 3 to the home team. Waldron assists Allie Keys, who will have to have a big night. Gets her first kill. Hadley Hart serves first. This one just across the net, hitting the top of the tape. Pass to the back row. Swing by Tyan Bestie, who gets it across. Now a loose ball at the net, and Allie Keys will win the battle here. Little tap out dueling Madison Gukeisen, perhaps. Keys with a couple of kills in a row. Pierre was down 3-0, now back to 3-2. As Hart sends one back deep right. That is played up. Pushed back on a little backhand by Gukeisen. Now across to the Governors, and Addie Novotny will take the swing and score. Pierre didn't look the greatest in those first 3 points that Yankton won, but they have looked pretty good on these last 3, especially the 2 where they have had good setups. They've gotten in system. Novotny's first kill. And we're tied up 3-3. Hart again. Hot shot back deep. Libero had to punch to dig it up. And now from the back row, Schleckaway takes a swing. That's a good one, but it's run down by Bestie for the dig, and Yankton down the far sideline from the left of the net, and that is Berkeley Olson. I'm surprised, 5'6", and even in among her own teammates, she is one of the smaller players out there, but at 5'6", she's gotten up twice and been able to hammer them home. She's back to serve now. Olson across, played by Schleckaway. To Molly Olson, outside right. That's Waldron's first swing of the night, but that's dug up. Yankton with a good play here, and that is down Tyan Bestie, 5'7" freshman, will swing and score 5-3 Yankton. Might see a lot of back and forth play, and as I talked with Coach Kerry Wheelhouse, you know, you get teams that match up well and you end up getting a lot of long volleys, and we'll see how many of those we get tonight. Here's a quick point for Olson as she will burn one through. 2 back row players of the Governors, Hart and Waldron. Neither one could get to it, but both with a little bit of indecision. So Olson again in a 6-3 lead. This one returned back to the net and a put away up front for the Gazelles, who are now on a 4-0 run. See if that was 12 or 8. They give it to number 8, Tyan Bestie once again. 7-3, Berkeley Olson serving well. She kind of brings it with a lot of energy. Schleckaway has to bail out, and Novotny can't clear it away, and the communication starting to break down for the Governors. A serve return error, giving Yankton a 5th straight point. Yankton had the first 3. The Governors countered with 3. Now Yankton leading 8-3, and Olson goes right to left this time. This will be an ace as Hadley Hart put it up into the air, but over toward the Governor bench. And no time for anybody else to run it down. That's 2 aces here for Berkeley Olson on the 6-0 rally. Yankton's come ready to play tonight. That was not the case when they lost 25-5 to Brandon Valley. Of course, the Governors had a similar game against Harrisburg just 2 nights ago, and it was 25-7 at home. Another miss by the Govs. The swing to return is in the net. 10-3. The Yankton Gazelles have suddenly kicked a PAT after a touchdown, and they're up early here in set number 1. Timeout on the floor, and timeouts in our broadcast brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling of Pierre. Grab a Coke and be back in 30 seconds. You're following Pierre Governor Volleyball.
On smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
In and figure out a way to stop the serve of Berkeley Olson. That's one way to do it. And how many times do you see a service run come to an end with a service error out of a timeout? Olson sends this one long. The Governors needed that. That run ran 7 straight. This is Sloan Waldron to put it up and across. Right to left for the Governors in green tonight. Long back set, though. Yankton comes right back, and they get a nice setup for Nora Schrem, who will swing and score. 6 kills so far for the Gazelles. You can see the competitiveness. That was the word we used with head coach Taylor Stacy, but what Yankton is capable of. You know, and I think a lot of teams that struggle, they're all capable. It's just all about consistency. Here's another misplay in return of serve by the Govs, as Keys was in the back row, but she returned it back to the net. No play from there. Jordan Kudera with an ace. Sometimes this road trip to Yankton can be such a deal in itself. Getting off the bus, figuratively, is sometimes very difficult, and that might be the case for the Governors tonight. The JVs did not play well at all. The varsities are having a slow start, although Marina Bushbaum will get them going here with a kill from the right side. Nope, the left side with a left-handed hitter. And Yankton coming back, and they'll get another one. Quick one-and-dones back-to-back, or 2 times in a row for the Gazelles. Tyann Bestie, who is the daughter of assistant coach Tiffany Bestie. Doing quite well, the freshman with 3 kills so far. 5 serving 13, or I should say 13 serving 5. Gazelles with it again, as they'll serve it away. This is number 5, Elena Nelson, second setter, coming in off the bench. She's a 5'6" freshman. Governors return the serve back across the net again, so the first serve return passing's got to clean up for the Govs. Schleck away with a clear away, though. Yeah, now Yankton scrambling, but they get a nice pass. Good rundown by Elena Nelson. They have the bump pass right up into Tiffany Bestie's work zone, and she is able to hammer it across. 14-5 Gazelles as Nelson serves again, comes down the near sideline. Schleck away is there. Over to Waldron. There's Bushbaum with a good swing, and Nelson unable to control that one. Marina Bushbaum with a good shot. Waldron with her 4th set assist. Pierre will get it back, but they could sure use a significant service run here. Sierra Prunty, 5'5" junior, will check in off the bench. From the middle, lobs it across, played up by Kudera to Nelson. Outside it goes. Pierre with a good block. It's back to Yankton. Now Bestie on the right side here is through the block in the back row. Too late to adjust. And Tyann Bestie has 5 kills in the early going. Pierre's last 3 service rallies have lasted all but 1 side out. They haven't had any service points since they scored 3 in a row on their first service opportunity. 15-6, it's Yankton. Bestie's in the back row now serving. And she'll send this one too long and too strong. Second service error for Yankton. And back to the Governors it'll go. Molly Olson comes on. Off the bench as Bushbaum rotates out of the front row. Good run there for Myrna with a couple of kills. Good spot on the serve for Olsen, but off of the Pierre block, we've got one out of bounds and another swinging kill for the Gazelles. And who did they give that one to? Berkeley Olsen was in the area, but I think it's Gracie Gutzman, a 5'11 senior, who has checked in. Now the Governors get a touch kill up front. And as I was looking on my stat sheet, I kind of missed that play, whether it was Alyssa Lowe, maybe Schleckaway, who gets the put away. 15-9 updating. Governors will try again to get a service rally going. Here's Lowe swinging off the block. Good one there from Gutzman. She'll swing again, and Pierre unable to handle off of the block this time. Gutzman with another. Yankton's playing some quick points here. I thought we might see some fast points tonight. Governors actually had 3 in a row that time with the service rally, but they're back within 16-9 right now. A new server in is Hallie Wertman, a 5'5 junior, but she'll miss in the net. So a couple of juniors and even a senior coming in off the bench for the Gazelles, but a freshman and sophomore dominated lineup who is leading the Governors 16-9. They didn't give Pierre a point. There they go, 16-10. Schleckaway served it. And here's a shot, and we've got a net violation called on Pierre. Big shot on the left side. Gukeisen checking out. The only 6-footer that Yankton has, although Gracie Gutzman, 5'11", is also still on the floor. Yankton with another quick point with the Governors' 4th error on the night. 17-10. And this is Brenna Elwood, who started in serve, and the Governors cannot get something set up. No system for Pierre, a serve return error. And another for Yankton. They'll lead 18-10. Elwood ready to bring it from left to right again. That one shimmies across the net, played low by Allie Keys, but the Governors will send it the other way. Right side cross court, but no good on the attempt by Sloan Waldron. Quick points in the wrong way. These are effort errors at times by the Governors, like that last one, but they've got to get balls down in play. Here's Hart with a bump pass out to Keys, near side. She'll just lob it across. Now on the run, shot is wide left. The miss from the back row, the attempt by Bestie, who came up on the run, but just misses it. Governors fortunate to get that point, and they'll have to go on a run again. Try to get back into this one, trailing 19-11. Hadley Hart, who served a few in a row early on in this set. Yankton clears, but they are not squared up. And Yankton got a little complacent on their own service return that time, as they'll try to work on their own consistency, but it's things like that that Taylor Stacy talked about. We talk about the errors, whether they were mostly unforced or effort errors, as I call them. Here's Hart. Hadley with an ace, as this one runs up high on Jordan Kuderup, and that'll be sent the wrong direction. Hadley Hart with the first ace of the night for the Governors in serve. 3 in a row so far. Pierre needs more. 13-19. Kudera gets this one up into the air. It wasn't easy. Yankton stays on the floor to clear it away from Nora Schramm. Now a chance with Keys down the line. Nice low effort by Brenna Elwood, rather. Yankton clears it out. Now Elwood, or rather Keys with the palm shot from the 10-foot line. Elwood slides. Can't keep it off the floor. And now the Gazelles will take a timeout. 3rd kill for Allie Keys. The Govs with 4 in a row. From a 9-point deficit back within 5. It'll be 14-19 when we come back off of this. Coca-Cola breaking the action. A Coke break. We're back in 30 with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
14 out of the Coca-Cola timeout. I'm drinking a Mellow Yellow, Coke product myself, working on my girlish figure here as we watch high school volleyball. Brian Oakland with a play-by-play. Hadley Hart on a 4-point run right now, looking for more. She sends one deep to Kudera. Another punch effort, and it's a cross, but now Kudera has to try to dive to keep the ball off the floor. It was a great effort. In fact, the ball went across the net after she kept it off the floor. However, Kudera slides across the center line, so a server return error here for the Gazelles. And Pierre continues to draw closer. Kudera sends him scrambling on this return of a Hadley Hart serve. Bestie clears. Hart calls for it. Then it's up to Olsen, out to Waldron. There's Bestie for a nice dig, standing her ground. Left-hand swinger, hot shot near side. Madison Gukeisen. And that 6-foot sophomore gave Yankton a little extra ammunition from anything that the Govs have seen so far in this first set. Good rally for the Govs. Can they get a quick side out? We'll find out. And yes, they can. It's Berkeley Olsen, who had a great run-in serve to go from 3-3 to 10-3 early on in this first set. Yankton hasn't trailed since, but she serves into the net here. And Waldron's turn to serve it right to left. That one's away. Bestie misplays this one, and that's an ace for Sloan Waldron. 2 of those for the Governors. Yankton's got 3 in the first set, 20-17 now. Pierre still in chip away mode, but they have been down by as many as 9 in this first set. Chance for Bestie up on the left side. Good block up there by Novotny and Bushbaum. Bushbaum on the return is dug up. Here's a hit by Gukeisen that'll go long, and the Governors are back within 2. 20-18, and Taylor Stacy will take her second and final Coca-Cola timeout here in game number 1. Governors were down 15-6. They're back within 20-18. They continue to serve when we come back after this 30-second Coke break. This is Governor Volleyball.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like
just underway. Set number 1 as you listen to Pierre Governor Volleyball and your official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Governors out of that Yankton Coca-Cola timeout. If Sloan Waldron continuing to serve, Gukeisen with a chance to return, mistimes the jump a bit. There's Novotny for an ace block. Defense coming to life for the Governors. And we've got a 1-point ball game. 19 serving 20. There's Sloan Waldron ready to go again. Another hot shot down the line. Bestie plays it. They get it up front. The block is there again for the Governors to deny Nora Schramm. Bestie with another hot shot. Waldron tried to stare it down, but cannot dig this one up. Boy, Tyann Bestie with a big swing this time. She has 6 kills in this first set. Yankton ends another nice run by the Governors. But it's still 21-19 as we race to 25, and every point, of course, every serve resulting in a point for one of our 2 teams. Kudera serves at the libero, played by the libero for the Governors in Hadley Hart. Kudera's there to set, dig one up, and just a little tap. And another good swing for Tyann Bestie. This one is down, and Bestie with 7. Obviously, she's had the hot hand. The Governors would be well served to get her out of the front row as soon as possible. Kudera again, this one just long enough as far as the Governors are concerned to miss. And Kudera will miss the 5th service error in this first set for Yankton. 22-20, Gazelles with the lead. Allie Keys' turn to serve from the angle. Nice effort here, and that's Bestie from the right side, near side. She looked well outside the pin or off of the sideline, but she had a good angle coming back, and she knocked it right off the governor block, and it came back in our direction. So impressive swing there by Bestie. One thing about Tyan, you know, again, daughter of a volleyball coach, you just assume that she's obviously been around the game her whole life. Governors are blocked on their attack, and they cleared it back. Here comes Bestie again. Somebody's in the net hard, but maybe the hit went off the net. The Governors will take the break, and they get Bushbaum to swing from the far side. Myrna's third in the first set, and it's 23-21, one and done this time for Yankton. But Tyan Bestie, I mentioned her mother, Tiffany, who is an assistant coach, and I've been covering volleyball quite a long time. And back in my early days, Tiffany was the coach up at Watertown. Moved down here to coach the Gazelles and has kind of taken a assistant role ever since. Pierre with a good dig, but they have to free ball one back. Now Tyan again, Bestie that is, and the tap is over the block. Lowe reached out for it to kind of knock it away from the diving effort of Sloan Waldron. Tyan Bestie with 9 kills in this first set. And that put Yankton at 24, so it's set point. Tyan Bestie will serve. 24-21. The freshman lobs it across. The dive and a good keep alive here by Waldron. Good dive by Schleckaway to keep it off the floor. Meanwhile, there's Schleckaway again off the block. Governors get Bushbaum to tap it across, and then a swing for Yankton, but Ellie Drotzman, a 5'9" sophomore, will miss low and into the net. Yankton commits their 5th hitting error in this opening game, and the Governors are able to fight at least to stay alive another point. They still have a couple of set points to overcome. Lob served by Molly Olson. Yankton hits it right back to Pierre. Waldron sets up Novotny. She is blocked. Now we got a loose ball at the net, and Yankton not able to put it away. Great reach by Molly Olson to keep it alive. Another opportunity, but Olson falling back and can't dig this one up. And once again, it is Yankton who gets the kill from Gracie Gutzman, her 3rd in the set, and the Gazelles will win game number 1. On the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Yankton 25 and the Pierre Governors 22. So Yankton draws first blood. They're up 1-0 on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. That's brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll pause for 2 minutes, go to game number 2. Coming up, you're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on your official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range, the There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Way back within one at 20-19, but Yankton is able to outscore them from there 5-3, and it's the Gazelles on top 25-22 in the first set. Offensively, Yankton with 17 kills unofficially, 9 from Ty and Bestie, and 3 from Gracie Gutzman. The rest of the way, the Governors get 3 kills each from Marina Bushbaum and from Allie Keys. Governors with a Comtech first serve to start set number 2. As we welcome you back here to the Summit Center in Yankton, but the Gazelles have it. Bump, set, spike, return of serve, and Nora Schramm will swing and score through the block. And down last touch by the Governors. Ryan Oakland wearing pink tonight on a pink night here in Yankton. Yankton is in their pinks with the white numbers. Governors in road green. Alyssa Lowe swings to the back right. Nice one-hander by Kudera to dig it up. Molly Olson will make a play on a ball that might have been wide, but when in doubt, you got to play it. Keys will swing, and then it's touched by Berkeley Olson in the back row. As that one bails out Allie Keys. That one definitely was headed long, but again, when in doubt, you got to make a play, and both teams want to be aggressive here tonight. Hadley Hart to serve first for the Govs. We've got a loose ball on the floor as the roll from the ball girl got away. So we'll have a re-serve. That's something they won't allow them to do in Pierre anymore. Ball girls rolling the balls from one corner to another. You gotta walk them up there. Meet your friend in the middle. 1-1, the Governors get the return back, but then this time Allie Keys will hit long, and that one is let go. So we'll start with a 1-1 tie, now 2-1. Yankton in front. See if the Governors can get a quick response here. As Jordan Kudera will serve. Played up by Waldron, looking to get it back, but it goes to the middle instead. Keys with the swing, Yankton with a block touch. Here's a swing by Gukeisen. Nicely dug in the back row by Schleckaway. Now Keys from the 10-foot line. Another palm shot across. Played by Brenna Elwood. Another big swing. Schleckaway's dig this time back to the net, though. That's just a little too far, and Ellie Drotzman is able to put it home. Passing for the Governors just too many times. They're coming back to the net right now. So far here in this match. Something they'll try to continue to clean up. Consistency is key for both teams in this match. Yankton has definitely been the more consistent team. There's an ace block for the Gazelles as Tyan Bestie. We'll put this one away. Bestie's just a freshman, but she's really owning this match right now, as she even contributing on the defensive side. 4-1 Yankton with 3 in a row. Early second set. Second touch over by Olson, and this is going to be a violation against Molly Olson, and Molly is asking Kelly Devine what happened here. Now Molly Olson, they say, is a back row player, and the signal that we had was Olson put the second touch across. And they're saying she did that from above the net, which as a back row player, you cannot do. So that is an error for the Governors. Always amazing how officials can keep that clear and keep that straight. Here's Waldron, but she lets this one come too far down before attempting the power tap. I think the block had her second guessing herself. And it is 6-1 Yankton. Here gets their rotation set. Kudera again. She's on a nice run. There's Molly Olson, run down by Waldron. Good pass back up to the front. Novotny will swing it away, but Berkeley Olson was able to dig it up. Now Bestie hits long and high this time. So that'll end the Yankton service run at 5. They led 6-1. Now it's 2 serving 6. But again, Pierre will have to play and come from behind fashion. Sloan Waldron's turn. She had one good service rally in that first set. Here's Gukeisen in the middle. No chance for Hadley Hart. Hadley got herself set, but just waiting and hoping it would come right to her. She had the range with the arms to her left, but just couldn't get enough on it. Madison Gukeisen, hard hitter. We've seen Bestie hit hard. Gukeisen, the 6-footer, also swinging a big bat here for the Gazelles tonight. 7 serving 2. Elena Nelson back in to play setter and to serve. Waldron sets up outside. Backhand push away by Keys. Now Hadley Hart with a set dig as they got it back. Keys can only punch it across again. Nelson sets up this time. Pierre is in the net. Off of the swing. I think it was Bestie once again. Perhaps Gracie Gutzman. Doesn't matter. The Governors commit another error. And it's 8 serving 2. Elena Nelson across. On serve, Hart gets it right back to the net. Waldron sets up to the middle. Not enough on it for Novotny, though. Well run down by the Yankton back line. Yankton gets it back. Pierre with a good block touch. Now Keys swings. Punch back to the net, and no second play. Realistically, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and give Allie Keys a swinging kill. Side out to Pierre. Trailing 8-3. Keys' turn to serve, goes right up the middle to Kudera. Good play back, Bestie swings, and Pierre is able to defend. Here comes Bushbaum, the swing off the net. There's Kudera to dig. Bestie on the other side, left side. Hart, the dig all the way back across. Now it's Happ. Hadley will cover that one up. It's Waldron back out to Bushbaum, about 9 feet off the net. Nothing doing this time. And it's Happ this time. Pierre staying active at the net. Back and forth we go. Then swung away by Schleckaway, but to no avail. Ooh, there's one that would have gone long, but Sloan Waldron makes the attempt. It's a hand on it, and that goes out of bounds. And another kill. First of the set, but a 10th of the match for Tyann Bestie. And it is 9-3. That was probably the longest rally of the night in terms of 1 point that we have had. Here pushes away a free ball on the return of the Bestie serve. That is Gutzman, and this will be a Yankton point. There was a touch by Pierre up front, and again, it wasn't called right away, but Gutzman was vehemently asking for a touch, and I do believe there was one myself. 10-3. Same score as what we had early on in the first set. Yankton's got it in their advantage again. Schleckaway returns the serve back over the net. Swing from the right side. Governors will dig. Waldron with the honors there. Feet on the floor. Schleckaway clears out again. Now a big shot left side for Berkeley Olsen, but this one long and no touch by the Governors. So Pierre will rotate, and they will bring in Prunty in place of Novotny. Alyssa Lowe comes in back up front. Lola Keenholz is in there for Allie Keys, playing through the back row as well. 10-4, Governors. Again, got to come from behind. There's Lowe with a block touch up front. Little two-hand push tap by Ellie Drotzman, but Alyssa Lowe defends with a block point. Pierre within 5 at 10-5. Even though they haven't put the score on the board yet. And now Prunty will serve one long. Prunty will check back out. Novotny in, but she is out in place of Hadley Hart, and they still haven't put that last point for the Governors up on the board. It should be 11-5. You got that, Caleb? He's keeping track of the score on the live stream. Left to right. Serving is Hallie Wertman for the Gazelles. Alyssa Lowe. One-handed left-hand tap. Berkeley Olsen swings. Hadley Hart is right there. Up front, push by Schleckaway through the block, and that is down. Gutzman couldn't keep it alive. Lexi Schleckaway's first point of the night. That one puts Pierre up to 5, but it should be 6 serving 10, or 6-11 right now. Molly Olsen is in to serve for the Governor. She'll step into it. Molly good with the lob serves, but Yankton is able to make a play. Governor defense is there against Berkeley Olson, but Yankton keeps it alive. Now to the back row, Bestie. She is defended. Here comes Alyssa Lowe. She is blocked. Keeps it alive out of the net, but then hits it back into the net and is called for a second touch. And that'll be a miscue for the Governors, even though Pierre made a good effort. That was Lowe actually being blocked by, let's see, perhaps Nora Schramm, who is up there. Gutzman is also in the area. Block point, and I think they've got the scoreboard back where it ought to be. It's 12-6 on the board, and here's another ace block for the Gazelles. This time it's Madison Gukeisen, the 6-footer. 13-6. Yankton looking comfortable on their own floor tonight. Hadley Hart with a return of serve, a little bit of reflex. Governors had to free ball it back. Hart from a long ways away. Now a pass up to the net, and Gukeisen can't stay out of it. That'll be an error on the Gazelles. As Pierre will take side out again. Subs out and in. Lola Keenholz checks out as Keys will rotate in up front in that spot. Here's Schleck away to serve. Lobs it all the way to the back row. Kudera up to the setter, and then outside it goes. Pierre with a fine block. Yankton, though, keeps it alive. Job well done by Jordan Kudera. Pierre with it back. Had a good set, but they didn't get the timing right. And Keys could only bump it across. Here's Bestie from the back row. That one off the hands of Molly Olson, and Tyann Bestie will swing and score from distance this time. 14-7. Yankton in front, a battle between 15 and 16 in the power ratings, but two teams that sorely need wins. It doesn't matter who they come against, or whom for that matter. Big serve this time, too big for Berkeley Olson. Actually, her third service missed tonight. And Hadley Hart, too, has had a good service run or two this evening. Is back on to serve. Kudera will play this one up. Elwood out to Bestie. That's off the block and down. The Governors behind the block. Unable to see what's happening and unable to make a move. Trading side outs now between 6 and 7 point advantages. Yankton still in front, 15-8. As Kudera will serve it across. Hart with a bit of a misplay. Good bailout by Waldron, but ugly return by the Governors. Pierre gets it back. Now a chance to swing, and Allie Keys is biggest of the night. There was a block up front, but it's down on the Yankton side. That just seemed like the most power that Allie has had behind any swing this evening. And the Governors will get the side out back. As we continue to trade those, here comes Waldron from right to left. Sloan across, that one goes nice and deep. Here is putting their serves deep. I like that. Here's another block up front by the Governors. Novotny doing good work. Yankton free balls it back. Olson on the run, keeps it off the floor. Novotny will swing, but right to Kudera. She keeps it alive. Yankton with another free ball. Here is Hart to Waldron. To Bushbaum with a swing, but the block by Bestie keeps it alive. Tyann gets it back, but this one is long. Good volley. Both teams, but this time the Governors catch the break as Yankton hits it long. And Pierre is within 5 at 10, serving 15. Waldron again. Kudera back to the net, line drive, no play for Yankton. That's an ace for Sloan Waldron, her second of the night. Third for the Governors as a team. And again, Pierre in come from behind mode, just like they did in the first set. They came from a long way down in the first. Trying to do the same thing here. Kudera second guessed and played a ball that probably would have gone long. Pierre gets it back. They push down the line to the corner, covered up by Berkeley Olson. Good hustle play there. Bestie tries to keep it alive, and with the offhand that goes off the net, it was in Pierre's side. Yankton had a chance. Now Pierre with a chance. They can't take advantage. Loose ball at the net again, and Pierre celebrates too quickly. We've got a whistle, and the officials are calling a tie. The stoppage of play here. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure what's going on here, but there might have been, there might have been issues on both sides, or the officials just lost track of who was doing what on both sides of the net. It was a fun play to watch, tough one to call, but we're back at it. Here's Keys after Pierce served. Still a 4-point game. Big swing by Berkeley Olson, and the back row kill is good for the 5'6" juniors. Third kill of the night. Turned out Pierre only had a couple on that service run. Still trailing by 5. It's make it 16-11. Maddie Gukeisen out. Elena Nelson back in to play through the back row. She'll set while she's doing that. And she serves here. Tosses it up nice. That one's a home run hit, though. Only the second miss in serve for Yankton, who had 5 in the first. 12-16, Allie Keys to serve for Pierre. Nicely played up and nicely put away. Ellie Drotzman. Once again, it's down 17-12. Yankton with side out back. Well, the way these Gazelles are playing, and they're taking their lumps this season, but with the youth that they have, give them 2 or even 3 years, and it'll be very interesting to see how far they can come. Tyan Bestie's serving, and she pulls the string on this one, and that one will die in front of the Governor back line for an ace. Bestie doing a lot of things proper tonight, but she misses this one into the net. So she got an ace, but gives one back. It's 18-13 Yankton. Sierra Prunty checking in for Novotny again. And Sierra across. No, not across. That one's in the net. The Governors return the favor. Prunty is in there just to serve, but she immediately checks back out. Then Hadley Hart back in for Novotny's spot in the rotation. 19-13, Yankton getting closer. They're looking to go up 2 games to none here if they can finish this one off. They won't get this serve as Hallie Wertman goes long, a 5'5" junior, and she will promptly check back out. Jordan Kudera back in. Molly Olson's turn at 19-13. Or should it be 19-14 now? 19-14 with a point not being put up on the board yet. Here's Lowe. And getting low is Kudera to keep it off the floor. Swing here. Yankton has another one down. Berkeley Olson for the kill. They got the 14th on the board, but Yankton's now got 20 on that Berkeley Olson kill. 20-14, a 6-point lead for the Gazelles with 5 to go in game number 2. Serve goes away. Hart had to range over. Pierre can't get in system. They'll free ball it back, but a bad pass up front. Kept alive by the Yankton setter. Now Lowe trying to keep it alive off the block. Tell you what, Brenna Elwood made a heck of a play on a ball that was destined to go over the net, but she got it back. And Nora Schramm was able to make a play on it through Alyssa Lowe's attempt. Then it found its way down, 21-14. Ball swung away by the Governors, and then coming back, and the back right corner open wide open for Maddie Gukeisen. Pierre's going to need a timeout here, down 22-14. A Coca-Cola breaking the action. Governor's got to find some consistency. That word will continue to rear its head throughout this evening. But Yankton leads 22-14 in the second. 30-second Coke break, and we're back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
At Dakota Behavioral Health, We offer
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Yankton Community digging pink tonight. We got volleyball tonight, high school football tomorrow. The Pierre Governors head out to Spearfish. It's about as long of a road trip as we can make, and over the course of 2 days, a Thursday night in Yankton, a Friday night in Spearfish, but such is life when you follow the Pierre Governors. Coming out of the timeout, Brenna Elwood serving, and she gets an ace at the Governors' missed play. Pierre struggling in serve return at times tonight. Hart puts this one up into the air, but still Schleckaway has to run to the bench to put it back in play, and then Hadley Hart with a miss across. That's error number 5 for the Governors, and lo and behold, the Gazelles, with 5 in a row in this service rally, have themselves at set point. We're in game 2. Yankton won the first one 25-22. Elwood served this time. Not a good return, and that'll do it for the second set. Elwood with a couple of aces, and on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Yankton 25, Pierre 14. And Yankton up 2-0 with 2 down and 1 to go. The scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. And with a 2 down, 1 to go situation, we're at halftime of our volleyball broadcast. Halftime on River 92.7, brought to you by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial in the Capitol Creek Center Plaza on East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. We'll hear from them, and we're back in 2 minutes for Game 3. Next, Pierre Governor Volleyball is on your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierre, South Dakota.
Futures aren't made by
Welcome
accident.
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Estimates and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Yankton impressing tonight, 25-14. The Governor's struggles just continue, and everything starts, folks, in serve receive. When we talk to coaches about keys to success, a lot of times they're talking about, well, you got to get the ball in play off of the serve. Pierre does a better job here on the Comtech opening serve of game number 3 as Yankton won that second one, 25-14. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play along with Caleb Brozick on camera for Live Ticket. Hope you're able to watch this one at drgnews.com. Governor's there defensively, but Yankton is ruled as a 4-hit violator as they attacked into the net. Good serve by Hadley Hart, but well played. See, Yankton had a good return of serve there. Here's Novotny to the back row. Tyan Bestie with the dig, and 3 hits not enough for the Gazelles this time. Dig was there, the set was there, but the missed time, the timing of the set with the attack, not quite there for Yankton. The Governors have a 2-0 lead. This is the first time Pierre has led at any juncture tonight. We had a 3-3 tie in the first game. We had a 1-1 tie in the second game, but Yankton has commanded both of those games. Coming back, Yankton not able to get into system. Here's a big swing for Allie Keys, but Pierre will keep it alive off the block. Now a chance for Waldron, and that is good. The assist to Molly Olson. Sloan Waldron able to get up and put one down. Her first kill of the evening. Pierre fans, at least, will hope that first 3 points and counting of this third set can be a turning point in this match as Hadley Hart serves. Yankton not in system. Pierre with a nice block, but it kept alive on the Gazelles side. Bestie clears. Molly Olsen's second touch over. She catches him off guard. Molly pretty good at that. Puts this one right down into the campfire. The Governors with a 4-0 start to the third set. Obviously, they need to get going because Yankton has the first two. They'll play for a sweep. Little tapper over the block, and that's down the set. Once again, not quite timed between Elwood and Gukeisen, but Maddie Gukeisen, I think, made a great adjustment. And she was able to tap one over the block and get it down on the left front for the Governors, where there was nobody home. First 4 to Pierre. Yankton will serve, 1 serving 4. Berkeley Olson serving first this time. Pierre will swing in the middle, and you can count it. Alyssa Lowe bumps that spike, and a good return. There as the Governors get in system. Only the second kill of the night for the 6-foot junior Alyssa Lowe, but Governors hold Yankton to a 1 and done. They'll hope that trend continues. Here comes Waldron to serve, right to left. Govs in green, the Yankton Gazelles digging pink tonight. Yankton's got Tyann Bestie up front again. Nice dig in the back row by Schleckaway. Here clears it out. Bestie palms one back. Now it's Hart to Waldron. In the middle, tapper is good. This time it's Addie Novotny, who registers her second kill. Service point for the Governors, who lead 6-1 in the third. Waldron will look to keep it coming. That one just across the net, and she crosses up 2 Gazelles in the back row. Great serve by Sloan Waldron, ace number 3 on the night. 7-1 Governors. Timeout called by Taylor Stacy and the Yankton Gazelles. Timeouts again brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Grab a Coke and be back with more in 30 seconds. Pierre Governor Volleyball.
They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
The best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes. Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
The second set, now things were plaguing Pierre, namely serve return and things like that, and some unforced errors, some effort errors as well. There weren't a lot of errors. There haven't been a lot for either team tonight, but Pierre's just getting in a better rhythm by getting a good serve return, and then they got the rhythm going offensively. However, out of the timeout, Sloan Waldron misses a serve low and into the net. First one of those for her tonight. Pierre with only their third service error. Governors lead 7-2. Here comes Jordan Kudera. And she'll play one across up to Hart. Bushbaum on the slide out to the near side is dug up. Yankton will swing Bestie on the far side, but this one hooks away and out of bounds. She'll miss left on that one. A 1 and done for Yankton again. Here is Allie Keys with an 8-2 lead for Pierre. Bestie plays it back up to the setter Elwood. Gukeisen clears. Good run down here for Waldron and a nice block on a bump. Schleckaway tried to get it away, but Maddie Gukeisen is right there. Her second ace block of the night. And Pierre has to settle for one this time. Rotation for the Gazelles brings Elena Nelson back in for Gukeisen. Nelson takes the place also of Brenna Elwood. Starting setter Bushbaum wants to take a swing. Good block there. Good job reflexively for the Governors, and 3 hits up front that clear it out. Now they get it back. Waldron, then Bushbaum will send it back this way. Schleckaway takes a swing, and Yankton can't get a play out of it. They had a couple of touches. Well, we'll give Lexi Schleckaway her 2nd kill of the night, and credit Marina Bushbaum for the set assist that time. When Waldron has to touch it first, Bushbaum, who's normally a big hitter up front, still good enough hands to be a good setter that time around. She'll get the set assist. The Governors inside out. Sierra Prunty in to serve with a 9-3 lead. And this one played back to the net with no second touch. Governors were there defensively anyway, and Sierra Prunty with a service ace. We've got a 10-3 score in all 3 sets so far tonight. This time it's the Governors leading though. We're in the 3rd. Next one from Prunty, played up by Gutzman. She comes back on the run. Bushbaum with a bump, and it's back across, and Yankton with Nelson trying to reach it. Can't do it. Got a fingertip on it. And not pretty, but it's a kill anyway for Myrna Bushbaum. Her 4th of the night. First since the first set, though. 11-3 Pierre. Complete turnaround so far here in game number 2. Nice little backhand play here by Tyan Bestie. That is kill number 13 for her. She went from 9 to 3 though in kills from game 1 to game 2, and now has her 1st of the 3rd. 4 serving 11, it's Bestie back to serve, knuckleball. Nicely played by Hadley Hart, and almost a collision, but Pierre is able to clear it out. Alyssa Lowe with the honors. Here's Berkeley Olson, but that's dug up in the air by Schleckaway. Now Bushbaum is blocked. She keeps it alive, but it's back to the Gazelles. From the middle, shot. There's Hadley Hart. Hart made a great play. Keenholz came up and came over the top of Waldron, trying to keep it alive, but unable to do so. And that kill goes to Gracie Gutzman, her 5th on my stat sheet tonight. Yankton with a couple in a row, but they'll give it back as Bestie will miss in the net. 12-5 Govs. You're trying to keep the rally going as Bushbaum is out. Molly Olson is in. You got Molly Olson for Pierre and Berkeley Olson playing for Yankton. No relation, I don't believe. Nice block, or nice tap over the block and down. Gutzman with another soft point, 6 on the night. In the kill column, Ellie Drotzman is out. And coming in to serve is number 1, Madeline Smith. This is a 5'4" junior, her first action on the floor tonight, but her first serve attempt will miss low and into the net. So trading side outs, it is 13-6 Governors. Keenholz out of the back row. Allie Keys, big hitter, back in up front. She leads Pierre with 6 kills on the night. Schleckaway serves. Yankton keeps it off the floor, and the Governors with a block touch. Hadley Hart with a first pass. Alyssa Lowe covered up by Kudera. Now a big swing outside, and Lowe with a long arm keep alive, but Yankton can't put it away. Here's Schleckaway from the back row. Oh, just on the back half of the line at best, or in this case, it's ruled an inch long. Line judge had a Yankton player kind of in the way. Might have been, I don't know, I'd like to have another look at that personally, but that might have been just an inch long. And Schleckaway just misses. 13-7 Governors. Big hit, but a good block. Number 10, Maddie Gukeisen, shaking off her hand. She's still shaking off the hand. The hot shot by Allie Keys, but Gukeisen is able to come back and put one away. Maddie Gukeisen staying focused on that play, but again, just the power of Allie Keys and her swing. You kind of saw it. That was a loud block by Gukeisen. Sloan Waldron checking out here of the match. Molly Olson will stay on. Pierre with a new player in there. We'll tell you who that is momentarily, but it is Lowe with an ace block here, denying Nora Schramm. Alyssa Lowe's 2nd block point. Good for the Govs. Pierre has side out back. 14 serving 8. Shimmy over the net and a service ace. The net serve is good for Hadley Hart. Ace number 2 for Hadley. I believe Kira Mertes is in there, 5'6" junior for the Governors on the far side, up front for the Govs. Here's another hot shot as Kudera tries to play it in front of Tyan Bestie. It'll go over the Gazelle bench. Bestie ran it down as far as she could go, but good hustle there. But Hadley Hart with back-to-back singles, and the Governors with a 16-8 advantage here in the third. Hadley, Hart hitting lefty. How about another one? Another ace, and Berkeley Olson unable to corral this one. Seen some inconsistencies in the Governors, especially in serve return tonight when they've struggled. Now it's Yankton struggling to return a Hadley Hart serve or two. In fact, the Governors have 5 aces. Make it 6. It's 4 in a row for Hadley Hart, as Bestie can't make a play on this one. Timeout, Gazelles. 18-8, 4 aces in a row for Hadley Hart. The 5'6" senior, we'll see if she can keep it coming after this 30-second step aside. This is a Coca-Cola breaking the action. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on River 92.7.
They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
And outward, 18-9 though. Good run there for the Governors in serve, as they'll come back and get a big hit by Keys in the middle, but a good block this time by the Gazelles. Here's Bestie, and this one is called on the line. Governor fans will disagree. A couple of close calls that if we were at Riggs High Gym probably would have gone the other way. Tyan Bestie with a shot home this time. She's got 14 kills, but Yankton cannot get a service rally going. They'll miss in the net. Berkeley Olson, she had a couple of aces in the first set. She's a good server, I can tell, but she has begun to struggle a bit with 4 errors in serve. Now it's 19-10 as the Govs try to keep it going. Waldron was out briefly. She's back in now to serve. Slowing down the far sideline, played by Bestie. She'll come running to palm it back. Hart to Waldron, up front, tap, good! It's Addie Novotny for Pierre. I imagine the psyche of the Governors in the first 2 sets, especially at the end of the second set, was not very good. But it was an immediate turnaround. Here is one that will sail just a little long for Waldron, as they lead 20-11 now after that service error. Yankton will bring Kudera back in. She takes the place of Nora Schramm. 11 serving 20. Kudera served well tonight. Had a good run in that second set. In fact, she was the one that closed out the second set with 6 in a row. Pierre with a bad return of serve, but they do get it away from a long ways away. Now Gukeisen will swing. Keys is there, but the block comes straight down. And Maddie Gukeisen will swing and score her 6th kill of the night. Big swinging left-hander. She's going to be a weapon the next couple of years for the Gazelles, as is Bestie, especially. Here free balls the return of serve again. Yankton with an opportunity. Elwood sets up Drotzman, but that is dug up by Waldron. Now it's Keys who will get it to the back row off of a fingertip touch by Yankton. Tapper over here. And then a loose ball. Bushbaum tried to put it away, but Kudera digs. Now the Governor's back with a block, but it'll ricochet out of bounds. This will be a tap kill for Gukeisen. Another one for her, and 4 in the set. 20-10 has become 20-13. As Jordan Kudera serves yet again. Good save here by Waldron on a line drive second touch. Back to her. Bestie swings. The Governors have a block. Loose ball up in the air. Yankton keeps it alive, but it's to Kellyanne Devine at the ladder in front of us. And that's an ace block for the Governors. I believe that's Novotny doing the dirty work up front once again. Pierre gets side out after Yankton checked up with 3 in a row. 21-13. Governors by 8. Trying to get on the board, and Bestie loses focus this time and misses well low and into the net. Yankton out of timeouts here in the third game rather. Keys sends one back deep. Kudera ranges back, makes the play. Gukeisen power tap, and it's good. She got that over 2 lines of Governor defenders. Schleckaway up front, and then Hadley Hart, who thought she saw the tap coming. And then she started running up, but it was more of a power push by Maddie Gukeisen. And that one went right over the top of Hadley Hart. It was good anticipation on Hadley's part, but Gukeisen just made a better play. 14 serving 22. Back off the bench comes Elena Nelson to serve. That one floats to the back row, and Pierre had 2 players in the same spot at the wrong time. Keenholz and Keys' place. She and Hart both wanted it, but Nelson will get an ace as a result. Her first of the night, first ace for Yankton in the set. 22-15. Here better off this time around. A middle swat away by Novotny. Now a return, and the best efforts of Bushbaum. Not enough this time. This might have been Bestie again, who was out on that right side. They're not blinking anybody on the board, but I'll go with Tyan Bestie. 16 serving 22. Suddenly 3 in a row for Yankton. Schleckaway goes cross court, but Kudera is there to set it up. Bestie's out on the left side. Big block by Bushbaum, but it's out to the Gazelle bench, and the Governors will have to slow the roll of Yankton here with a timeout themselves as Tyan Bestie scores another. Now 22-17. It's 4 in a row for Yankton. Here we'll try to finish when we come back after this Coca-Cola timeout. 30 seconds. We're back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
This harvest season, make sure your John Deere Active Yield system is
Welcome
working
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
You're playing much better this time around, but it's time to finish now. Yankton trying to get the momentum back on the home side here, as they still hope for a 3-game sweep. Elena Nelson serves. Welcome back out of the Coca-Cola timeout. Pierre's return is a 2-hand push by Alexis Schleckaway. Now it's Novotny who will deny Berkeley Olsen from the back row. An ace block for Addie Novotny. Middle hitter, middle blocker. 23-17 Governors. Give you some other scores when we get a chance, but a team that is really impressing right now is the Mitchell Colonels. They've gone to Watertown and claimed 2 sets up in the arena. Mitchell has been where Pierre and Yankton are in recent years, where Pierre and Yankton are this year, but they are just playing better and better volleyball, and obviously they've got great veteran leadership in the head coaching ranks and in the setting and hitting especially. Here's Schleckaway with a 2-hand push to the back left corner. And the Governors have set point here in the 3rd game as they lead 24-17. Here in the Summit Center, Sierra Prunty will serve for the game. Kudera hits it straight up into the air. Nelson runs it down in the back row. Yankton misses. The attempt by Gutzman is long and wide, and Pierre is on the board with their first set victory of the night on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Governors 25, the Yankton Gazelles 17. But Yankton does still lead the match 2-1. That's the scoreboard on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas in Pierre. 2 minutes and we'll go to game 4. We've got more volleyball coming up here on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Yield measures and monitors your yield in real time, but accurate data starts with proper calibration. Save yourself the phone calls and downtime with these quick tips. Regularly check and clean sensors and components, and recalibrate when switching crops or after major maintenance. And if software issues pop up, Grossenberg Implement's Precision Ag Support Team is just a call away, 402-256-6303. They'll keep you running smoothly this harvest. From everyone at Grossenberg Implement, stay safe out there and have a great harvest.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck
Back
Energy.
to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Center, we welcome you back. And Yankton
mission
South
is to
Dakota
produce
Pierre with a 25-17 win. They still trail 1-2, but we'll see if they can keep the momentum going. Their Comtech first serve is across. Yankton with a free ball on the return. Pierre with a chance to swing. Yankton with a block, though. 1-2-3. Pierre finally gets it away. And they send Yankton on the run. Good effort by Molly Olson, but still good hustle by the Gazelles. And here is Berkeley Olson with an opportunity to swing on the left side. She will score. And the Gazelles with a hustle point to begin game number 4. Brian Oakland with a play-by-play. Live streaming is Caleb Brozick on Live Ticket, drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page. We're on your DRG News smartphone app as well. Thanks for joining us wherever you are in Governor Nation. Here's Sloan Waldron swinging. Yankton with a good block. Nice keep alive by the Governors. Now to the back row goes Hadley Hart on a bump. Berkeley Olson, good pass up front, and this time Yankton will get this one through the block. Nora Schramm, who's been fairly quiet tonight, still has her 5th kill, but the 5'8 freshman strong enough to get through the Governor block. This time, Yankton has the first 2 of set number 4. Already a good start for them, where the third set, that wasn't the case. But here is Olson missing the serve in the net. And Pierre will serve for the first time, actually for the second time here in our 4th set. Hadley Hart, who had 4 aces, to spur the big rally and the momentum in that third set. But Yankton comes right back. They make a better play. They get it to Schramm again. She uses the net, but puts it down on the far side. And Yankton up 3-1. Yankton had all the momentum in that second set in particular. The Governors had momentum in the first. Here's a serve that'll go long again by the Gazelles. Actually, it was Elwood missing first. This is Olson also missing, Berkeley. And Pierre came from a long way back to get to make it a 1-point game at 20-19 in the first set, but then the second set kind of stayed in Yankton's favor, and they won it easily 25-14 as Sloan Waldron serves in the net. Back to Yankton it'll go. 4 serving 2. But then that third game, Governors started with the first 4, and they built a 7-1 lead and never looked back. Yankton got as close as 5 at one point at 13-8, but then again at 22-17 before the Governors scored the last 3. Now another miss in serve for Yankton. That's 3 in a row, in fact. Govs trail, 3 serving 4. Allie Keys to serve this time, gets it across. Here's a cross-court effort. Bestie misses. Yankton thought Pierre got a touch, but they really whiffed on it. I think it was Bushbaum who swung at it, trying to keep it alive, but missed it altogether, so Yankton with the error. Hot shot here in the middle, but Hadley Hart stares it down, gets it up into the air. Bushbaum to the back row. Berkeley Olson can't make a play on that one. Marina Bushbaum with kill number 6. Mentioned the word errors a moment ago. The Governors only had 1 hitting error the entire third set. And they have a lead now here in the fourth game, 5-4. Bestie, not much on it. Bushbaum and company keep it alive. Then Bushbaum bumps it across. Don't know if she meant to do that. And Bushbaum kind of holding the hand to the wrist. She might have taken the brunt of that Bestie attack. Give Bestie probably another kill on that one. That'd be 17 with Pierre only 1 touch on it before the point came to an end. Schleckaway swings, didn't get much on that one. Now a diving save attempt by Lola Kinos. Oh, a great return by Novotny up front somehow, and then she's back to make a block. Yankton still keeping it alive. Berkeley Olson off the net. There's a Waldron dig. Bushbaum will push it back. Now a push by Hadley Hart is down. The hustle of Marina Bushbaum, but also a great angle play by Addie Novotny, and reflex is what somehow kept that play alive. Hadley Hart took a point away from a teammate. She ran somebody over to push it off the net, and it comes down in the front line for the kill, and the Governors lead 6-5. Diving dig attempt here by Keenholz, but Bushbaum tried to put it away, unable to do so. This will be an error for Pierre. And a side out going in Yankton's favor again, as we've got a 6-6 tie. Jordan Kuderuk, freshman libero, on to serve this young Yankton squad. Good pass up here to Waldron. Well played out to Bushbaum, but a good dig in the back row by Tyan Bestie keeps it alive. The Gazelles get it up front to Gracie Gutzman, who will score. This is the type of play back and forth that we really much more expected this evening coming in. 2 teams, I imagine, are pretty evenly matched. It's just a matter of who plays better and who makes more plays. That was Yankton in the first 2 sets. That was Pierre in the third. Now we're in the fourth. 7-6 Yankton. Back and forth over the net. Another big swing outside left. This is Berkeley Olson off the block into the Governor bench. That's out of bounds. That's a point to Yankton, who has 3 in a row and an 8-6 lead. Yankton still playing for the match in this game. The Governors are trying to force a 5th set, something they haven't done or seen all season long. How about a swing for Alyssa Lowe in the middle? That is good. Off the block and down in the middle. Pardon me, Molly Olson back in. Marina Bushbaum checking out. She is still having issues with her left hand. And as I watch the play here, Alyssa Lowe tried to send one across, but that stays low and into the net. Bushbaum's issue right now appears to be with the fingers on her left hand. She took an attack by Tiffany Bestie that probably bent her fingers back on a block attempt. A little too far for her comfort. Coach Kerry Wheelhouse might be taping things up a little bit there on the bench. Here's Lowe, who is now blocked by Schramm. and or Gukaisen up front. Block point for the Gazelles, suddenly a 10-7 ball game. Yankton leading. Give Nora Schramm a second ace block on that last point. Here comes Waldron on the run, able to clear it away. Pass up front, and Elwood keeps it out of the net. High enough for Nora Schramm with more hang time, who will put it away, and the Governors will have to take a timeout. As Yankton starting to build a little momentum back on the home team side, they lead 11-7. 11-7 here in game number 4. Yankton up 2-1. 30-second Coke break. We'll be back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Governors trailing by 4, still early here in the 4th set, but we want to keep this one as manageable as possible, and we've got a service ace put through by Brenna Elwood as Hadley Hart unable to keep that one in play, and it's 12-7. Yankton up by 5. Elwood on the move, serves across left to right. Schleckaway will play it up, and it's an easy block here for Gukaisen. Second touch on a bump pass by Molly Olson led Sloan Waldron too close to the net. She tried to tap it across, but Gukaisen is there, and it's 13-7. Sometimes timeouts can stop momentum. That hasn't been the case here for Yankton. They've had 2 impressive points ever since we came back from that last Coke break. And now another tap over the block and down. Right now we're seeing Yankton getting all of the bounces and making all of their own breaks, just as they did in most of the first set, but especially the second. Nora Schramm having a ball game here. Sloan Waldron's going to check out. Kira Mertes, a 5'6" junior, on for the second time tonight. 14-7 Gazelles. Next one played up by Keenholz. Good pass there, but the tap by Schleckaway is sent right back to her. She's able to keep it alive. Now Hart over the top of a teammate. Sends it back, got it back. Pierre then pushes it away again. Here's Berkeley Olson swinging. Keenholz makes a play on it. Should have let it go, but not enough time to really make that decision. Berkeley Olson with a swinging kill, her 3rd of the set, 7th in the match. This service run for Yankton is actually all the way up to 7 straight right now. It's 15-7. Governors need to stop the roll of the Gazelles here. They get in system, but it's a running palm shot out by Mertes. Here with a block touch, Mertes keeps it alive. Hadley Hart free balls it away. There's Kudera to Elwood, back row Bestie, too much on that one. And that will bring an end to the service rally for Yankton, but again, 7 in a row. That's the second time they've gone 7 straight tonight. They also had a 6-point rally in a row to close out the second set. 15-8 our score. Governors will serve. Schleckaway right to left. Schramm comes back, right to Schleckaway, an easy dig for her. Here's Olson setting up. Allie Keys on the left side from the 10-foot line. But Yankton able to defend. Now Schleckaway close to the net. Nice keep alive for Olson. Now Kudera punches a dig up into the air by the Gazelles, and down the line near side comes Gukaisen. The Governors let it go, and just out of bounds. A good play there. Good choice by the Govs as Gukaisen misses. 15-9, service point for Schleckaway and the Governors. Bestie, return of serve, back to the net. Lowe tried to hammer it back. Still played back by the Gazelles. Loose ball stays on Yankton's side. Both teams touching. Bestie tries from the back row again. Comes near side, but off the floor dig by Hadley Hart. Lowe swings again. More defense for the Gazelles. Now a dig for Schleckaway on a Schramm attempt. Another free ball back by the Governors. Chance for Schramm in the middle. Another Pierre block. Now outside, Berkeley Olson palms it back. Here's Olson. Mertes to the near side. No, it's out of bounds. The miss by Allie Keys. Hit that one off the inside of her hand. And it just hooked too much. Both teams played well on that rally, but it's a third hitting error on the miss by Keys in the set. 16-9. Pierre actually only gets 2 on the service rally. Here comes Berkeley Olson serving. Schleckaway with Mertes with a chance to swat it out. Dug out of the back rope here with another good block. Keys doing the job this time. Gukeisen with a hot shot. Otherwise, now it's Schramm dug up by Schleckaway again. Here's Elwood to send one up in the air. Now Olson from the back row, but that one stays low and into the net. Alyssa Lowe would have been all over that one anyway. One and done for the Gazelles, 16-10 our score here in the fourth set. Yankton wants to finish this match in this set. The Governors want to send us to a fifth. Hadley Hart serve played by Bessie. She'll get it back from 11 feet off the net. Pierre doesn't get in system. And that one stays wide of the near side pin. Kellyanne Devine on the ladder checked with the near side line judge. Then she put the flag up, but that looked like it was wide on the near side. 17-10. Yankton back in serve. Good effort here by Nora Schramm. I don't know that she's been serving all night long, but she had a good one there. Here's Bestie back up front. Up high. Somehow gets enough on it to get it down the line on the far side, out of the reach of the diving Lexi Schleckaway. Tying Bestie. I have her with 18 kills on the board. They've got her with 14, but it's 18-10. Yankton in front. Schramm serves again. Olson keeps it in the back row. Here, free ball out. Yankton in system. Here's Gukeisen. No, that's low and in the net. Point to the Governors. 5 errors in this set for Yankton. Right now it'd be a good time for the Pierre Governors to get on a run here. We mentioned earlier, this is a big match for both teams. Numbers 15 and 16 in the power rankings. If you want to make the postseason, you got to stay above 16, but a loss for the Governors, if that would happen to be the case, could be detrimental. Here's Bestie on the right side, and she'll swing and score again. 19th kill for number 19 on the board in this set for Yankton. Pierre settles for 2. They trail 19-11. Yankton's got a bigger lead than the number of points that they have left to finish this match off. Elena Nelson off the bench to serve. Hart sends it in the wrong direction. This will be an ace for Nelson. Her second of the night, second for Yankton in the set. And they're 9th in the match, 20-11. Yankton in front. Nelson again, this one more of a lob, and that'll be played up by Pierre in the back row. Swing out of the back line for Waldron. Here's one off the block, and that's down Bestie. A small little adjustment. You don't have to hit them hard every time. Check it, that is Drotzman, Ellie Drotzman, number 9 instead of number 8 up front. We'll give her the kill. In fact, I'm going to take one away from Bestie on the last one, give that one to Drotzman also. Timeout called by the Governors. Let's take a final 30-second break. Coca-Cola breaking the action. It's 21-11. Yankton leads the fourth here on River 92.7.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Play. Ashton Seaboy, Haley Hansen in studio, Caleb Brozick on camera here in the arena, the Summit Center, as the Yankton Gazelles didn't look quite so good in the third set, but the same as they were in the first and the second. They are looking very strong here in the fourth. They get a Gracie Gutzman kill in the middle. And they up the lead to 22-11, T-3 and counting for Yankton as they search for their fifth victory of the night. Pierre on a serve return error. Set pass not where the Governors wanted it. Waldron will check out. Mertes back in for Pierre. Sloan's been brought out a few times tonight, having a few struggles from time to time. He's had a lot of positives tonight yet as well. Mertes keeping one alive. And it was that Novotny in the middle who gets one on a power tap to the back right corner. That would be Novotny's third kill, 23-12. 5 more in a row for the Gazelles on that last rally. Bestie is denied on the near side. And another ace block on the far side with Novotny to keep Nora Schramm off the scoreboard. Addie Novotny with 4 ace blocks in this game. Sometimes those can be big momentum boosters. Here it's 23-13 though, and Bestie pulls the string, gets one down in front to Kira Mertes. Keys is out, Keene holds in, but Yankton with that point is at match point right now, 24, serving 13. Played out by Keenholz to Mertes. Power tap out by Novotny. Nothing doing there. Nelson had the first touch. She'll get the third as well. Hart runs down one in the campfire, keeping it off the floor. Schleckaway clears. Second one is over and good for Elena Nelson. The second setter for the Gazelles, and Yankton hits 25 in the fourth, and with that, they will win this match by the score of 25-13 in the fourth set. Your final score, a 3-1 set victory on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard for the Yankton Gazelles. They beat Pierre 25-22, 25-14, 17-25. The Govs took the third, but Yankton wins the fourth at 25-13. With the win, they win their fifth against 12 losses on the season. The Governors will fall to 3-12 rather on the year, and it will be interesting to see where they fall as far as power rankings go. The number of points they're going to get for this match is well, it's going to be lower than their power average, obviously, so that could drop them out of the top 16, but that's for a conversation for another day. We've got our own post game coming up, but meanwhile, a 3-1 scoreboard in favor of the Gazelles, brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Gales Gas, when it gets cold, use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll pause for 3 minutes and we'll go to the post game. Your post game is sponsored by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. So we'll give you the full recap, big plays of the game, and your player of the game. We'll see if the coach comes up to chat as well. All part of your Family Dental post game. You're listening to Governor Volleyball and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Dr. Ryan and his team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg would like to thank their wonderful patients for allowing us to treat their whole family, from infants to elders and everyone in between, including routine dental care, same-day crowns and bridges, implants, and many more procedures. We are excited that soon we'll be able to offer IV sedation. We are excited for what the future will bring. Call 224-7774 to schedule an appointment today. Again, thank you to all our wonderful patients.
There when you need them the most. Bank West Insurance agents Sam Kennecke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to DakotaStormRoofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Welcome back to the Summit Center. It is the home team winning this one on their Dig Pink night, or Gazelle Strong as they called it. Ryan Oakland with the play-by-play, and two teams that we expected to match up pretty well against each other. Well, I will say this. Offensively, Yankton definitely the better team in this one, and we'll look at that when we look at stats, but there are plenty of other things that we see similarities in these two teams. And, well, we expected to go more than 3 sets. The Governors would have needed to go one more, however, if they wanted to get back in this one. Yankton won the first 2. Pierre looked very good in winning the 3rd set, but Yankton picked right back up where they were in the 2nd game by winning the 4th with the widest margin of victory of any of the 4 sets tonight, 25-13. This is your Family Dental post-game show. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. Here's how it happened. As Yankton started with the first 3 points tonight, the Governors countered with 3 in a row themselves, and we had a 3-3 tie, but Yankton gets their first long service rally of the evening, scoring 10 in a row with Berkeley Olson in serve. And they scored 7 in a row, rather, to take a 10-3 lead. And, well, they didn't trail the rest of the way, but the Governors did start chipping away. In fact, got all the way back within 1 and the margin at 20-19. But from there, Yankton made a few more plays, and they won that first set in a good one, 25-22. And then breaking a 1-1 tie, Yankton ran off 5 in a row in the second to go up 6-1 early on, and that lead was never really challenged. Looking through my scoring and things, the Governors got back within 5 at 10-5, 11-6. It stayed 5 at 15-10. We were trading side outs for a while. It was still 5 at 16-11, then 4 at 16-12. But Yankton was able to build up a lead, and they maintained a 5 or a 6-point lead. But from 19-14, the Gazelles scored the last 6 points of that second set to win it 25-14. And it looked like it was going to be all Yankton. But then the third set started, and all of a sudden the Governors start in serve. They ran off 4 in a row, and then they get a side out. Yankton does, and Pierre gets 3 more, and they won. We're streaking out to a 7-1 advantage. And Pierre essentially dominated that third set. Yankton started making more mistakes. That was the team of inconsistency in the third game. Governors' biggest lead was 8 at 11-3. They built it to 10 all the way up to 18-8. Yankton made a little bit of a run from 22-13 down to 22-17 with 4 in a row, but then the Governors scored the last 3 of the set to win at 25-17. But it seemed early on in the fourth set, that Yankton was about ready to right the wrongs that they had in the third. They had the first couple of points. They did lead 4-2. Pierre got a 5-4 lead from there. In fact, built a 6-5 lead. Yankton then got 3 in a row and went up 8-6. And even at 8-7 after a Pierce side out, yet again, Yankton was able to put together a nice long service rally. 7 in a row, tying their longest of the night to go up 15-7. And that was when I think this match was put on ice, as the Governors didn't challenge the rest of the way. Yankton even had another 5-point rally to go from 18 to 23-11. And a 12-point lead, certainly insurmountable for the Governors, as Yankton won that fourth set 25-13 in this one. Statistically, and again offensively, it is all Yankton. 55-24, I have them leading that kill column. Yankton is led by Tyan Bestie, the 5'7 freshman, just 5'7, just a freshman, no matter. She can get up and well above the net and hit hard, and that was what she was doing much of the night. Bestie with a match-high 18 kills. Gracie Gutzman, next in line with 9. Maddie Gukheisen has 8. Nora Schramm with 8. They get 7 from Berkeley Olson and 4 from Ellie Drotzman. 1 kill for Elena Nelson. That was the set kill, the set that was put across for the final point in this match. But Yankton with 8 players in the 7 players rather in the scoring column. They spread the wealth pretty well, but again led by Bestie's 18-55 on the night as a team for the Gazelles. The Governors, in fact, get 8 players in the scoring column, but the top scorers only check in with 6. That's Marina Bushbaum and Allie Keys, and both of them quiet, in fact, in the third and fourth sets. In fact, I had Allie Keys with all 6 of her kills in the first 2 games. Even the game that the Governors won, they couldn't get Allie Keys going. They got other people going, and they got their defense going, but again, just consistency was not the friend of the Governors tonight. 6 kills, though, for Keys and for Bushbaum to lead the way. 3 kills each for Addie Novotny, for Alyssa Lowe, and for Lexi Schleckaway. And then single kills for Molly Olson, Hadley Hart, and Sloan Waldron. But the Governors outscored 55-24 in the kill column. Both teams blocking well tonight. Block touches with keep alives behind, also ace blocks. Addie Novotny had 4 ace blocks tonight. Alyssa Lowe with 2. The Governors had 6. So did the Gazelles. 3 blocks from Maddie Gukheisen, 2 from Nora Schramm, and 1 from Tyan Bestie. Both teams with 9 service aces tonight. Hadley Hart had 4 in a row in that third game with a total of 5. And then 3 from Sloan Waldron, 1 for Sierra Prunty. Elena Nelson had 2. Brenna Elwood had 3. Berkeley Olson with a couple. And then Bestie and Kudera with 1 apiece for the Gazelles also. And let's see, hitting errors also telling part of the story. But I thought all things considered, both teams did good things with the errors. And with the Governors finishing with 17, they had 6 in the first set. Most of those came early on in that first game. In fact, they trimmed that all the way down to 1 in the third, as they'll finish with 17, averaging 4+ per set. Yankton also finishing 4+ per set. A couple more, though, overall. They'll finish with 19, but Yankton wins this one 3-1. We've got a player to come up to talk to us about this one in our Family Dental postgame. We welcome Lola Keenholz. It's a tough battle here for you guys, Lola. Here you come in, it's 15 versus 16 in the power rankings. You know it's a pretty big game. And I'd like to think that if this game is in Rick's High Gym, some things go the other way as well. But what's the mindset of the players right now coming up short in this one?
Well, we're not really disappointed in ourselves. We're kind of just trying to work really hard to get a W.
Yeah.
But definitely down a little bit, just lots of losses. But I think we can, if we work really hard, work as a team, we can get to where we want to be.
I imagine you felt after that win at Lennox on Saturday. I mean, that was a really good win against a really good team, and I think the good Class A teams certainly fit in Class AA. I think Lennox would do that, and I think Lennox could compete very well against this Yankton team as well. But tonight, it seemed like Yankton's offense, they just got in system a little more than you guys were able to.
Yeah.
And, what was the difference in that regard?
I don't really see much of a difference. I think it just caught us off guard a little bit, just seeing they had a lefty outside, and that's kind of hard coming from, or a lefty right side, excuse me. And we have a lefty right side as well. I just think it just kind of took a while to kick that in. And a lot of the girls for Yankton switched up their shots, and it was a very good game. They played us really hard, had a lot of deeps and shorts, and good serves as well, yeah.
Caught you off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess I always talk about anticipation here. I know that's something you guys have been working on in practice a bit.
Yeah.
But tonight, maybe sometimes you just get caught with your feet in the mud. This gym has some different dimensions as well. What is it like to play in this gym with longer ends as opposed to back home at Riggs?
Yeah, it definitely looks a little longer. You can't really see that other end line either, so it's kind of hard with serves and stuff, and you get a little kind of scared back there when you go serve. I don't serve, but
yeah.
I know it kind of just, a lot of girls kind of struggled with that. I know we've struggled with that in the past, just the longer gyms here in Aberdeen and Brandon Valley when we go travel there.
And Huron, too.
Yeah, and Huron, they have that
where
longer.
Where you go on Tuesday.
Yep, exactly.
Can't wait.
So, yeah.
But the other thing, too, is I thought both teams blocked really well tonight, whether it's straight back for points or for keeping things alive. Took the Govs a little while to get going in that regard, but what can you say about your blockers up front?
They did a very good job tonight. Lots of block touches, and it was very nice to actually have that tonight because we've struggled with that in the past with not getting enough block touches, and it's hard for us back row without a block touch and a hard hit's coming straight at you. But I think we did a lot of good job. We did a very good job at just having those block touches, and having a consistent block up too is really nice.
Sure. All right, so you look ahead. Unfortunately, this is maybe a missed opportunity, as wins are tough to come by, but you have a few more opportunities, maybe Tuesday night. When Huron came to our gym a couple of weeks ago, they got you in straight sets. That's a team that maybe impressed a little more than we expected, but you get a chance to get them back, and what can you guys get done against the Tigers this time around?
I think we can work them pretty good. We've seen film on them against Yankton, and Yankton pretty much just worked them, pushed them really hard, and we saw that against one of our sets where we had a kind of a little run when they came to Pierre. We had a run with them, and they kind of get just tired.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of see what we can do and then what Yankton did, and we can just kind of collaborate on that, and we can work them hard and get touches on blocks and touches on hits, and it can frustrate them, which is really nice.
So it would be interesting because Yankton gets you 3-1 tonight. Huron got you 3-0 a couple of weeks ago, but Yankton swept Huron a few weeks back. So we'll see what happens. I think you guys can, if you can just put things together, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Let's get some consistency going. Lola, thanks for coming up and talking to us, and we'll see you on Tuesday in Huron. That's Lola Keenholz, the Governor's back row specialist, as she and her Governors do come up short tonight. Appreciate the players when they take the opportunity to come up and talk to us. But we've heard all about it. 3-1, though. It is Yankton with the victory tonight. Let's talk big plays in this game. It all happens because of big plays, and big plays in our broadcast are sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. We'll hear from them, touch on the big plays of the night when we come back. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Hermanson Endodontics sponsors big plays of the game, and in this one you look at service rallies, and there were a few of them. Yankton had that 7-point rally to go up 10-3 early in the first set that kind of gave them the momentum and let's call it the comfortability that they needed, even though the Governors made it close at 20-19. Yankton won the first one by 3. They scored 6 in a row to close out that close out the second set to take a 2-0 lead, but then they get a 7-point run at 8-7 in the fourth and then they went up 15-7 and weren't challenged after that. Those big service rallies are the sequences of plays that culminate in our big plays of the night. Big plays of the game brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. And as we talk about big plays of the game, there are other types of plays that, as I've been off of River 92.7, unfortunately, for our last couple of volleyball broadcasts, I apologize once again to our Rounds Financial Services sponsorship, as they sponsor Right on the Money highlight plays, and we certainly had some highlight plays. I believe the blocks to me are wonderful highlight plays when you're right on the money. And you had Addie Novotny with 4 of those, Alyssa Lowe with a couple, and there were other highlight plays when Hadley Hart ran off 4 service aces in a row. That was indicative of how things went in the third set for the Governors. Hart is the top acer tonight with 5 overall. Just into some examples of right on the money highlight plays. A lot of hustling, a lot of dig or dying as the Governors try to stick with that mantra. These are some of the things that contribute to right on the money highlight plays, but just a little bit late in mentioning, but we certainly appreciate Rounds Financial Services with their right on the money highlight plays. Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. Mosaic Wealth member, SIPC. But let's then talk about our player of the game as well. There's one player that stood out above the rest, and we'll mention her when we come back as your player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. This is Governor Volleyball.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fall means hunting, sporting events, school activities. It means busy. Delicious, on-the-go, fresh foods from Cowboy Country Stores make life easy. Delight in the Champs Chicken Tenders Special. 6 tenders, just $8. 8 for $10 and 10 for $12. Add delicious sides and you're set. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champs Chicken.
Cowboy Country Stores with players of the game for the Governors. Again, good blocking from Addie Novotny. I like to see that. And, we'll go honorable mention. Marina Bushbaum starting to get a few more swing opportunities, but there just weren't consistent opportunities in the offense for the Governors tonight. And certainly Hadley Hart had a nice run in serve. But really, and Sloan Waldron had 3 aces tonight as well. Sierra Prunty with 1, too. But just not enough consistency, as we were talking with Lola Keenholz here just a few minutes ago in our post game. We look at the Yankton side, and obviously, as they spread the wealth around, but there was one player far and away above the rest, the freshman, Tyan Bestie, with 18 kills unofficially, had an ace block and a service ace in there also. Tyan Bestie is tonight's player of the game from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, helping Yankton to a 3-1 victory tonight. Talked earlier about the impressiveness of the Mitchell Colonels as they knock off Watertown in Watertown tonight, straight sets. Every one of them competitive, though. 25-22, 23, and then 27-25 in the third. Mitchell with another victory as they continue to climb the charts in those power rankings. Sioux Falls, Jefferson, and Huron are tied at 1-1. Harrisburg sweeps Aberdeen Central tonight. Central scores 6, 16, and 11 against the top-ranked Tigers. Sturgis is 1 up on lead Deadwood out west. Hot Springs beat Douglas 25-22 in their first set. Mentioned Huron and Jefferson are tied 1-1. 2 teams the Governors have yet to play. And in fact, it's Huron from their arena Tuesday night, the next matchup coming up for the Pierre Governors, and that'll be our next volleyball broadcast, 6 o'clock, 6:15 with a pregame in a scheduled 6:30 first serve from the Huron Arena Tuesday night. In the meantime, we've got Governor football coming your way tomorrow. Governors go out to Spearfish to tangle with the Spartans. Pierre off of a big win over Sturgis a week ago. We'll try to keep it going. Join me tomorrow from Lyle Hare Stadium at 6:25 Central Time, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain kickoff from out west in the Northern Hills, the Governors and Spearfish tomorrow here on River 92.7. For those who are on the road, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team. They remind us all it's text or drive. There is no and. you've got someplace to be. And buckle up every trip, every time. South Dakota's Office of Highway Safety. Big thanks to Cashton Seaboy with the help of Haley Hansen back in studio running our show here, as William Wilson is participating in the fall play for Riggs High School. They had their first performance tonight. They'll have more performances tomorrow and Saturday night at the Riggs High Theater. If you get an opportunity, go out and see the Riggs High School fall play, as they will be performing again for 2 more nights. And our thanks to Caleb Brozick at side with the camera duty from Live Ticket. You can rewatch this match as needed or as desired on the Live Ticket YouTube feed or at drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page. Your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard has Yankton winning this one in 4 sets. It's 25-22, 25-14, 17-25, and 25-13, defeating the Pierre Governors. I'm Brian Oakland. We'll see you again tomorrow night from Spearfish on the other side of the state. A lot of miles logged, but such is life with Pierre Governor Sports here on your official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Good evening, everybody.
This presentation of Pierre Governor Athletics was proudly presented by Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Tickets, Overhead Door, Ranky Gray Wealth Management, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Dakota Mart, Access Health, May Adam, TMA, Avera Health, Graham Tire, Slumberland Furniture and Pierre, American Bank and Trust, Pierre Regional Airport, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Ramkota Hotel, Xander Auto Parts, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Bauman Lumber, Wegner Auto, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. DRG Media Group thanks you for listening to this broadcast of Pierre Governor Athletics.